the patience of faith, because thou hast kept the word of my patience. Revelation 3:10. The patience of faith. Faith is not a pathetic point of view, but powerful, healthy confidence built on the fact that God is holy love. You cannot see him just now. You cannot understand what he is doing, but you know him. Shipwreck occurs where there is no mental composure that comes from being established on the eternal truth that God is holy love. Faith is the heroic effort of your life. You throw yourself in reckless confidence on God. We already do this effortlessly. You have total confidence that God will keep the earth orbiting the sun. We don't even worry about these things. And how much bigger these are than trusting God with our lives. The patience of faith. Patience is more than endurance. They are not the same. A Christian's life is in the hands of God, like a bow and arrow in the hands of an archer. God is aiming at something the Christian cannot see. God stretches the Christian and strains, and every now and again the believer says, I can't stand it anymore. God does not stop though. He goes on stretching till his purpose is in sight. Then he lets fly. Trust yourself in God's hands. What is causing you to need patience right now? Work on your relationship to Jesus Christ through obeying the patience of faith. Though he slay me, yet will I wait for him. This isn't mysterious to those who know Christ. People say, how do I know what the patience of faith means in my life? God will give you the answer that you need and exactly when you need the answer and not 1 second sooner. If you got the answer before you needed it, you probably wouldn't even know what to do with it anyway. If it was me and I got the answer too soon, I'd probably mess everything up. Joanna and I were dating as my wife, and that's also the spoiler to the end of this story of how it turned out, but we've been married now for 12 years, and we were dating, and I remember around Christmas time, I was talking to Pastor and my youth pastor about proposing to her, and they both didn't really tell me anything to move right ahead. Pastor's just like, when she's ready, you'll know. And Brother Tony, he said, I'll never forget it. He said, time will be your best friend and your worst enemy. And that was true. And the good thing is I prayed and I fasted every Thursday. Ended up being a year and a half. I didn't have peace about doing it at Christmas. Later, Joanna told me I got her a gift for Christmas, and she was afraid it was a wedding ring or a proposal because she was not ready at that point. But fortunately, I waited. Some other things happened. It got put off again. But then just a few months later, Valentine's proposed to her, and it was perfect. The time was right. So in your heart when God's telling you to do something and when he's not. And when he doesn't tell you what to do, the best thing is just stand still and wait, and you'll know exactly when it's time. The patience of faith. God has exposed his Son, Jesus Christ, at the risk of loss to save us. Now, he wants us to be aware and awake to the areas in our lives where our confidence in God is still weak or has not been tested yet. These are spots where the faith has not worked in us yet, places untouched by the life of God. There were none of those spots in Jesus Christ's life, and there should be none in ours. This is life eternal, that they might know thee. The real meaning of eternal life is a life that can face anything it has to face without wavering. If we take this view, life becomes one great romance, a distinguished opportunity for seeing remarkable things consistently. God is disciplining us to get us into this central place of power. He is looking for people who His glory is safe to shine through. The patience of faith.